Ever noticed how the longer some men stay single, the more focused, clear, and even intimidating they become? It's not loneliness, it's leverage. And here's the truth most people won't say out loud. A man who can walk alone becomes a man no one dares to control. In this video, we're diving deep into why extended solitude, when channeled through Stoicism, doesn't weaken a man. It strengthens him, spiritually, mentally, financially. Because while others are busy chasing distractions, the Stoic man builds an empire, brick by brick in silence. Stick with me to the end, because the final shift we'll cover, it flips the entire idea of relationships, status, and freedom on its head. Let's begin. First, solitude kills weakness. Let me hit you with something harsh. Most men fear being alone because when it's quiet, they're forced to face themselves. No filters, no dopamine, no distractions. And what do they find? Insecurity, regret, fear of not being enough. But here's the shift. When you stay single, not to avoid connection, but to confront yourself, you start sharpening the blade. Stoicism teaches, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. In solitude, you stop performing. You start observing. You stop chasing. You start building. You kill the version of you that needed someone to feel complete. Because no empire is built by someone who needs permission, and no woman truly respects a man who hasn't first mastered himself. Let me ask you something. If the best version of you walked in the room right now, would he even recognize the life you're living? Heavy, but necessary. Second, desire delayed is power multiplied. Here's your pattern interrupt. What if every no you've said in the last 30 days made you wealthier? Think about it. Most men say yes to everything. Nights out, shallow flings, mindless scrolling, because they're addicted to now. But Stoicism, it trains you to delay, to resist, to wait. And in waiting, you build an edge. You invest time in learning, in building assets, in becoming dangerously competent. Suddenly, your silence is respected. Your attention, rare. Your energy, not available on demand. When you delay desire, you don't shrink. You store energy. And when that energy is unleashed, it's not just attractive, it's unstoppable. The longer you're single and disciplined, the more power you accumulate. Power that can't be bought, only earned. Third, you become uncontrollable. Here's the cliffhanger. What's the one thing society fears most in a man? A man who doesn't need anything from it. Let's be honest. Relationships, trends, groupthink, most of it is a system designed to keep men in emotional debt. But when you've been single long enough and studied yourself long enough, you stop reacting to the world. You start engineering your place in it. Stoicism teaches that the highest freedom is freedom from desire. That means you don't need to impress. You don't need constant companionship. And most importantly, you don't need permission to live on your terms. When you reach this level, women don't chase you because of what you say or wear. They're drawn to the one thing no one can fake, self-mastery. Because a man who walks away from comfort becomes a man the world wants but cannot own. And now, the final point, the one that changes everything. The longer you're single, the more intentional you become. Dating out of boredom? Gone. Seeking validation through hookups? Over. You begin selecting people who align with your mission, not distract from it. You develop standards, boundaries, vision. The modern world tells you to date fast, love quickly, move in early. But the Stoic man, he moves deliberately. He understands that his purpose isn't to be chosen, it's to choose with clarity. And when you operate like that, you're no longer just single, you're sovereign. That's why extended singleness, when used properly, isn't just a phase, it's a forging process. You're not avoiding love, you're becoming someone worth loving, and not just emotionally, but mentally, spiritually, and yes, financially. And if that last point hit you, you already know what comes next. Because just like your mindset, Your money grows when you treat it with patience and intention. That's where compounding comes in. So if you're ready to take this inner strength and multiply it into financial strength, watch my next video on the power of compounding. Small steps, daily effort, long-term freedom.